branches on the sycamore trees. I ain't been drinking, but I feel so high. It's a way cool world. It's a way cool world that we're living in. It's a way cool world. It's a way cool world. It's a way cool world that we're living in. It's a way cool world. Well, my honey's always ready, doesn't need much urging. A lawn chair lounger on a lime green towel. A foot rubbing lover with the hands of a surgeon. A fun-loving trailer park femme fatale.
Way Cool World is brought to you by San Andreas Films, It's Not Our Fault, and Pineview Heights Public Television. Sponsors: Stubby's Discount Fireworks, Max Grizzly's Gently Used Dentures, Uncle Ledford's Aluminum Mansions, and dedicated viewers like you who recognize quality television. Welcome to the making of Way Cool World, the next great animated series.
There's a big yellow sun in a pink horizon. I'm smiling so much my cheeks are sore. I got a head full of happy and it ain't surprising. The earth's kind of bouncing like a barn dance floor. Well, I'm a-walking with the rhythm of a man at ease. I'm waving at the neighbors as they drive on by, swaying like the branches on the sycamore trees. I ain't been drinking, but I feel so high. It's a way cool world. It's a way cool world that we're living in. It's a way cool world. Hop into the Pinto and we take it for a drive. I spray the upholstery with a new car scent. I started the day with 3 10s and a 5. It's all gone now, don't even care where it'll win. It's a way cool world. It's a way cool world that we're living in. It's a way cool world. It's a way cool world. It's a way cool world that we're living in. Don't let the little things get your head hurting. There's a whole big fuzzy kind of thing out there. It's a way cool world. It's a way cool world.
That was great. Wasn't that
fabulous.
great?
That was fabulous.
That was amazing.
My name is James Dalessandro. I am the co-creator of Way Cool World, the animated television series. After 25 years of talking and dreaming, we're finally here. About 25 years ago. Has it been 25 years?
Yeah, something like it's been. Yeah,
it's been
I'd
25
say 26.
27?
Yeah.
A friend of mine called me and said, I just got a job playing guitar in this great band called the Trailer Park Troubadours. And he started reciting the song list. She's double wide and dangerous. It ain't home till you take the wheels off. Aunt Beulah's roadkill overcoat. And I started laughing just listening to the names.
Yeah.
So we went to Santa Cruz to see ANTSY McCLAIN perform in front of 500 people who started laughing and clapping when he took the stage before he'd even said a single word or hit a note on the guitar. And I said, this guy's absolutely incredible. And they laughed themselves sick for 2 hours. But in the middle of it, he injected these amazing ballads like Inspector 372 and Primer Gray Impala and Falling in Love in America, which I think is another national anthem. I've never played it for anybody who didn't start crying, including me, when I was playing it for him. So
you're going to cry today when I play it?
I probably will cry, but I'll do it off camera.
Okay.
Yes, I don't want to be embarrassed on this live feed here.
I want to make you cry, James.
I know. You always do. So he's an extraordinary talent, an artist, a musician, one of the greatest songwriters in this country. His work is hopeful. It has heart. He does what only the greatest artists do. They lift us up. I believe that what Walt Whitman did in Leaves of Grass in 400 poems ANTSY McCLAIN did in 200 songs. He left an indelible mark that has touched every one of us who is a fan of his. So we're going to go into Jailbird Beauty, I think.
Walt Whitman. I
Walt
gotta look
Whitman.
him
I've
up.
compared you to Walt Whitman.
I gotta look him up.
He's older than us.
By a few years or so. Well, that was lovely. James Dalessandro, what a great guy, and I'm glad we're finally doing this.
Amen.
I've known James and Katie for many years, and I have enjoyed San Francisco and this area so much more because of you guys showing me around, and it's been wonderful. And now to be doing this is great. I've been called a cartoon for many years, but now I'm actually going to be one. This is kind of cool. Here we. I was driving down the road, Nashville, Tennessee, where I live, and I saw this scene on the side of the road, and I thought, there's a song in here somewhere. And there kind of was, You know, this is a true story, or at least it could be. Johnny's looking spiffy in his orange vest, picking up trash off 40 West, dragging along a big hefty bag behind him. He'd always been dealt from the bottom of the deck, one step ahead of each bad check. He knew one day that the law was going to find him. And all he ever wanted was a lady by his side and a backyard satellite dish. Now 39 is weighing on his mind. Is he ever going to get his wish? Well, there she is standing on the eastbound side, a world in between them laying 8 lanes wide, clouded by the fumes and the dust of the 18-wheelers. Cut off jeans and square-toed boots, short blonde hair and long black roots, and a big forearm tattoo of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And every now and then he looked in her direction and he thought he caught her looking too. But she was doing time in another institution. There wasn't much he could do. Well, Johnny left town to make a new start, leaving behind a big piece of his heart and a $25 bouquet at the women's prison. He never was one for cussing out fate. It was just a simple matter of showing up late. You know, love can be so uncertain, but then what isn't? He knows one day they'll meet up again on another road cruise somewhere. He'll hop on a bus to Pittsburgh and get a new checkbook when he gets there. Johnny's looking good in his new jumpsuit, 2 feet of chain in between his boots, in a county jail somewhere in Pennsylvania. Oh, it just kind of gets you right there.
Yes.
That just gets you right there. Make you cry yet?
Not yet, but I'm getting there. I know you have hope for those people.
Yes.
That they'll reunite. Okay, so this is what we did. I had the great privilege of writing and directing the pilot for Way Cool World, the first ever episode. And so I had my pick of 230 ANTSY McCLAIN songs. So I put them all in a hopper and I spun it around, and out came Jailbird Beauty. Actually, this was a no-brainer. It had to be Jailbird Beauty. So now you have never seen this. I know a lot of you folks have been looking at at our Facebook page and looking at our website. You've seen the opening credits, which you just saw again. Now, for the first time, we're going to show you the trailer. It's 90 seconds of what the pilot episode, Jailbird Beauty, was going to be.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, you didn't know this, did you? You didn't know this was going to
awesome.
happen. I know you did.
I am so glad I showed
Yeah,
up.
we surprised you.
Oh,
all right,
man.
thank you.
This is going to be great.
This episode of Way Cool World is sponsored by Stubby's Discount Fireworks. Nothing goes bang like a Stubby's.
Well, I recently spent some time as a guest at the Department of Corrections. Felonious misunderstanding involving some unpaid parking tickets. Seemed I set some kind of a record. Man, those suckers add up fast. But I still believe the worst times produce the best stories. And this one's called Jailbird Beauty. Johnny's looking spiffy in his orange vest, picking up trash on 40 West, dragging along a big hefty bag behind him. He'd always been dealt from the bottom of the deck, one step ahead of each bad check. He knew one day that the law was gonna find him. There she is standing on the eastbound side, a world in between them laying 8 lanes wide, clouded by the fumes and the dust of the 18-wheelers. Short blonde hair and long black roots with a big forearm tattoo of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Look, ANTSY, she's a Steelers fan. I wrote my first bad check up in Pittsburgh.
He's doing time in another institution and there wasn't nothing he could do. So he got up the nerve and showed up at her prison with a big bouquet of flowers. But the guard on duty said she'd finished up her time, he'd missed her by a couple of hours. He knows one day they'll meet up again on another road cruise somewhere. He'll hop on a bus to Pittsburgh and get a new checkbook when he gets there. Johnny's looking spiffy in his new jumpsuit, 2 feet of chain in between his boots, in a county jail somewhere in Pennsylvania. That's amazing. I'm loving this. This is so much fun to be a part of this. This is crazy.
Cool.
Crazy good.
We're having a good time. It should always be this much fun.
Yes.
All right, a very simple thing. This is obviously a little bit casual, which is the way we like it. We are interactive here. We hope that we can connect with some of you wonderful folks who've been supporting us and helping us. So we have a Q&A session coming up after the last song. In order to send a question, there's a little chat box. Whether you're on Facebook or you're on YouTube, you should be able to find it. So after the final song, Falling in Love in America, we will go to a Q&A, so please stick with us to that. And at the end of the Q&A session, you're going to hear a brand new, never before heard ANTSY McCLAIN song. It's an incredible song.
Is this going up on MySpace as well?
I don't know yet. We'll have to look into that.
Because that's the only thing I
mean your
pretty much
space
use.
perfect? Oh, okay.
Here's MySpace.
All right, let me say about this. We're going to hear the record, the Bookmobile coming up. I have to introduce somebody who you'll see when we do the making of video, when we actually put all these pieces together into a DVD. His name is Ken Estin. He's a genius. He's one of the greatest comedy writers in American history. Showrunner of Cheers, showrunner of Taxi, showrunner of the great Tracy Ullman Show, where he came up with the great idea to do a 2.5-minute animated insert. And on the Tracy Ullman Show, he called up an unknown artist named Matt Groening and said, "What do you have for me?" And between the two of them, they created The Simpsons. Ran for 3 years on that show. Ken was nominated for 11 Emmys. He won 3 of them. And he adapted one of the best screenplays I've ever read. He adapted Wreck of the Bookmobile, one of my favorite ANTSY McCLAIN songs, which he's going to do right now.
Awesome. Yeah, that's a fun script. That's going to be a good one. And sorry, Matt, we know your name is pronounced Groening, but that's okay. I don't think he's watching. Billy drove the bookmobile on Tuesdays. Susie worked at Marathon at night. Billy couldn't read, but he'd have liked to. And Susie couldn't drive, but that's all right. Billy had a plan, said Susie, "Hey girl, teach me how to read, but go real slow. And you can drive the bookmobile on Tuesday. I'll read the signs and tell us where to go. Here lie Bill and Susie in this graveyard. That bookmobile was pulled from Skeeter Lake. Billy couldn't make out, road closed, detour. And Susie hit the gas and missed the brake. Susie hit the gas and missed the break. It's gonna take me a while to get over that one.
That's the one that makes me cry.
Yeah.
Yeah, more than any of the other ones.
Thank you. I'm here for you, brother. Here for you.
We have too much fun. I want to talk to you about the way we're doing this. One of the things we're trying to do is show you how we're taking some of ANTSY's great songs and turning them into episodes. And what Ken Estin did with this was he said, we got to find a way to get ANTSY into the story because he's not always the main character. So in the pilot,
Stop. What?
we have to get you.
I'm not always the. What?
No, you're not always in the episode. Sometimes you're somewhere else.
Okay. All right. That's okay.
No, you're in the episode.
I don't know. It's just a shocker.
So this is
it's the first I've heard of this.
This is what happens. This is what happens in the pilot. He gets arrested for parking tickets, and his girlfriend, Debbie Jo, his fiance, has to sell her red pickup truck to bail him out. He set some kind of record. So the theme all the way through season 1 is he has to earn enough money to buy her a new pickup truck. So he gets a job. She's a school teacher, and she sees an advertisement for a Bookmobile driver. So they're the only people who will hire him. He has no skills other than singing and writing songs. And so he gets the job, and he turns it into something wonderful. He turns it into something great by taking his guitar and entertaining kids who have no interest in the Bookmobile. It turns into, he loves it, the kids love it. But there's only one rule. As long as you have the Bookmobile, you can't drive it for personal reasons. And I don't want to give the end away, but let's just say that ANTSY gets a gig 200 miles away for more money than he's ever earned, and he's not going to pass on this gig. He might get it every Thursday night and buy her a new truck. So what does he do? He takes all the books out of the Bookmobile, and he and his group, Spoons, with the great Jack Vale playing Spoons, and Susie and Billy, they take the Bookmobile 200 miles away, and all I can tell you is, I don't want to give the end away, bad things happen. So that's how we're doing it. You'll see these synopses and stories and artwork on the website. You could follow how we're going to do all 10 songs through season 1. That's number 2 by the great Ken Estin. You'll see an amazing script and a very, very hysterically funny story.
That's great, man. All right, so, I had lots of ideas there. Why haven't I ever really actually done that? Found an old Bookmobile and turned it into a road vehicle. This song is in the same key as the last song, completely by accident. Mama didn't raise no fools. I'm a product of the public schools. And they all told me, never talk to strangers. And she walked in a room covered in cheap perfume. And I was deaf to all their warning calls of danger. Blah, all I heard was blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. My buddies are giving me grief, calling her a manhood thief. I know I'm whipped, but her eyes have such lashes. So I don't hang out with the guys. They jeer and they criticize, saying my masculinity's in ashes. But blah, all I hear is blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Here we are, man and wife, sharing every facet of our life, spending all this quality time together. She tells me about her day, all about her day, everything about her day, day after freaking day. The boss, the dog, the neighbors, and the weather. But blah, all I hear is blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Here I am on the last verse. This song took a turn for the worse, and you're wondering where's this thing's destination. Well, hey, the joke's on you. Tomorrow morning, right on cue, this song will be playing in your brain in heavy rotation. But blah, all you'll hear is blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. This goes on for 15 minutes on the album, just so that I can cut it short here. I should probably cut it short here. And blah, 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 blah. Everybody now, blah.
That was definitely beautiful. Yeah,
Thank you.
That got me too.
You crying yet? No, he's still not crying. Still not crying. Nope.
I'm still recovering from the bookmobile.
All
right.
All really.
Part of what we're doing here is hopefully taking some of you along this ride with us, showing how we do this. I would, like most writers, I was also a college professor, and I probably helped train thousands of young writers over a course of about 30 years. And I had a student once named Joe Comstock, who's the third writer and second director on this project. And the minute he walked in, 60 seconds into it, I knew this guy was the real deal. He's an incredible writer, an amazing comedy writer. And he chose this song because it was difficult. How are you going to do this? So the hook was, the song is playing in your ear. The blah blah song. Okay. The song is playing in your ear.
Played, yes.
And so we figured. So he said, and we discussed it. He said, "What if ANTSY went to one of those traveling hypnotists?" And Debbie Jo kind of urged him to go up and get hypnotized, where everybody else is flapping their wings like chickens and barking like dogs. And he's a real cynic, ANTSY. So he doesn't believe it. And the guy said, well, are you ready to get hypnotized? And he says, this is just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. Well, it doesn't actually turn out that way, because for the next day, as soon as he gets home and on the way home, everything that everybody says to him is blah, blah, blah. So he has to track down Sage the hypnotist to get him to undo what he did. It's kind of like Tom Hanks and Big, you know. And there's a really great twist at the end. It's an incredible script. It's Joe's just an amazing comedy writer. But again, some of this stuff is on the website. You'll see how we're doing these things. Periodically, people send in suggestions and comments, and we read every one of them. And if they're good, we're thrilled to have it. So just stick with us, and we're going to do, what song are we doing now?
Are we doing Skinny Women Ain't Hip next?
I think we, oh yeah. If you've never seen the video for Skinny Women Ain't Hip, it's on YouTube. It was shot in 1999 for no money, if I recollect.
No, well, very. We had a small record label that was footing the bill.
Oh, they did?
But it was on a budget. It was on a shoestring budget.
Well, you could tell.
I know, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Actually, it's the highest budget thing I've ever worked on till now.
Until now, yeah. Well, you were young. We were both young and semi-handsome then, yeah. Right.
Well, I think we're getting better looking as we get older.
I think so too. Skinny Women Ain't Hip.
All right,
one of my favorites.
Joe Comstock and Ken Estin, man. I've only met them on Zoom, and oh my gosh, and Gerald, and just the whole team that's involved on all this. I've only met most of them on Zoom. And I can't wait to meet them in person and kind of work side by side in this stuff, because they all seem like really cool people. You know, you meet your tribe through these things, and it's kind of a big deal for me to find my tribe. And when I meet another person that's in my tribe, it's like you know, it's gold. You don't let go of gold. You keep gold, right? All right, here we go. This one takes a lot out of me, so I appreciate your patience and your support. Thank you for being there. Well, a buddy tried fixing me up one night. I took one look, it was a comical sight. He said she'd be skinny, man, was he ever right? She looked like Kate Moss on a hunger strike. Let me tell you, honey, how it ought to be. Takes a well-rounded woman to satisfy me. Skinny women ain't hip. Skinny women ain't hip. Skinny women ain't hip. Oh, but, oh, man, did you see that? There's so much energy in this room. I just broke a string. That's awesome. And I could probably play it without this string. You know, that's the D string anyway, and it's not all that important when you string up a guitar. So yeah, it's always the D string. Watch this here. They were brand new strings too. See, we're not even going to miss that. On to the next verse here. Well, I've been watching television, reading magazines, all them skinny women in their skin-tight jeans. They call them supermodels, but I tell you what, a model ain't super if she ain't got a butt. Give me Trailer Park Tammy or Single White Sue. They can show Calvin Klein a thing or two. Skinny women ain't hip. No, skinny women ain't hip. Skinny women ain't hip. Skinny women ain't hip. No, no, bony ain't beautiful, bite your lip. Skinny women ain't hip. Oh, man. Whew. I've always wanted to play a 5-string guitar.
Well, that was
now
a great recovery. Well, right now, we're going to actually segue into a video from the animation geniuses in India who did this. Can you change? You have a new guitar string?
Yeah, we have a backup, and it'll be fun.
Well, we've got 4 or 5 minutes. You want to try to change it
I'll
while
do
we
a,
watch this
yeah,
video?
I got a string. I'll just
Okay,
put a new
cool.
string on.
Why don't you go do that?
I'll do that.
Okay, cool. Sorry about that, folks, but stuff happens. I almost said a bad word. A couple of things. When I was looking for an animation director, I looked all over the world, literally. I talked to people in Albania and New York, and it turns out that the best person I could have found was Sergei Martinov, who lives 5 miles from my house. And it was a stroke. I talked to 20 different people, and I just couldn't believe how good this guy was, how great his artwork is, how obsessed he came with this project, how much he loved it. So just as he was finishing the artwork, and we were ready to go with an animation team that we had discovered in Albania, they quadrupled the price for the opening credits and for the coming attraction. So I was a little dismayed, and he said, don't worry about it, I'll take care of it. In literally 8 or 10 hours, he found a group called Sedge Productions in northern India. And he said, their work is unbelievable. Look at this. I made a deal with them if you want to accept the deal. And we said, yeah, let's go with it. And the work that they did was absolutely amazing. I mean, the amount of time, they had 20 people working on those 2 animation projects that you saw earlier. So as part of the making of Way Cool World, we thought we would show you some of the guys who are making the Way Cool World animation. And they did it in 3-dimension, ultimate high def, and it's just really, I'm knocked out. We've got nothing but praise from people on that. So we asked them to put a little clip together. We're going to see 3 minutes on Sedge Productions in northern India, and you're going to see how they put the pieces together and created all these marvelous models and this incredible lighting and shadows and stuff. So here they go.
Way Cool World. Our whole team got super excited to jump into the production. The director of this series is, of course, ANTSY. He's a real person. People know him. People have seen him singing, how he smiles, how he talks, how he walks, how he looks. That was the challenging part for us to capture all those elements into the character. And after multiple revisions, doing again and again, till we got that final look. Then we had Uncle Ledford. The Spoons. Aunt Gula. Debbie Joe. Very interesting and very unique to watch.
मेरे को लगता है जो एंटसी की एक्चुअली जो लिप सिंक है ना वो शायद बेटर हो सकती है शायद आपको वो डायलॉग वगैरह भी मुझे
The work itself is not that challenging, but James is. He is very specific about every detail, every character, every background.
Well, that's closer, and it's not Rosie's, it's Mabel's. I'll send you a note. The closest one I want to, that he's looking at the audience. He's standing at the microphone. He's got his guitar in his hand. You can barely make out Mabel's bake shop and sushi bar.
And another challenge is characters. Even for the trailer, there are too many characters, and it's really hard to handle that much of character, rigs, and animation in short span of time.
Now we are all set to start with the season 1 and hopefully multiple seasons in future.
Man, wasn't it great? That was great. Well, you are going to come over here? Come on over here. Wasn't that amazing? I thought that was amazing.
That was pretty amazing.
That was pretty cool.
We got a good break. I hope the video was great. I thoroughly enjoyed what those guys did in India.
Oh, absolutely.
So, and you changed a D string
global,
very quickly.
Man. How many time zones are we spanning in this whole?
Well, the crew that's doing the feed on the video is in Belfast, North Ireland. The audio recorder is in the Philippines, and the guy who's doing the switching on the cameras and the camera movements electronically is in Australia. In Sydney? Is he in Sydney?
Wow,
yeah. So they're everywhere. And also, we also got a report that our actor who voices Spoons, Jack Vale, is misbehaving, which we kind of expected from him, and we think that's we think that's right in line with him. That's why we hired him.
I love me some Jack Vale.
Yeah,
he's now in my neck of the woods, and we just had lunch last week, and we had some Nashville hot chicken, appropriately.
Yeah,
and he's a hell of a guy. I really like him, and man. His videos are very entertaining. He's going to be a great Spoons.
We're already working on his character. So you just keep misbehaving, Jack. We love you.
Jack and I were those kids in elementary school that were always distraction, and were told to face the back wall. I'm sure of it. I spent all of second and third grade facing the back wall, looking at cinder block, and that's why I can't do math. At least that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. All right, so here we go. This is a song that has words and music in it. We're having Christmas here in October, and I think what's more appropriate than to sing this song right now? Because there's a wonderful episode being written on this song, and I'm thrilled. Sing it if you know it. Here we go. No, I'm waiting for you to sing it. If you know it, I'm waiting for you to sing it. No? Okay, they don't know. I'm going to sing it. It's Christmas at the trailer park and everybody's here. Christmas lights are blinking 'cause we leave them up all year. You'll trigger pink flamingos that start to sing when you walk in. It's Christmas at the trailer park again. Kids can't wait to see what Santa Claus has up his sleeve. Our Hooters Advent calendar counts down to Christmas Eve. Aunt Sarah's out of rehab and Uncle Nick's out of the pen. It's Christmas at the trailer park again. Ba la la and ho 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 and past that turkey leg. Jingle bells and Batman smells and Robin laid an egg. We'll lounge around in lazy boys and help the Titans win. It's Christmas at the trailer park again. There's an instrumental here, I'll just skip that part. We gather around the living room for the family gift exchange. We met back in October and we swapped each other's names. A fight almost broke out over a NASCAR wallet chain. It's Christmas at the trailer park again. The women at the party all steer clear of Uncle Jack Vale, 'cause mistletoe is duct tape from the brim of his John Deere hat. Aunt Judy's hugging Beth and Don, though she knows they live in sin. It's Christmas at the trailer park again. Everybody sing! La 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 and ho 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 and pass that turkey leg. Jingle bells and Batman smells and Robin laid an egg. There's a Dukes of Hazzard marathon revving up on Channel 10. It's Christmas at the trailer park again. A strange array of figures form our annual nativity scene. A plywood cutout camels and a snowman join the team. A Cabbage Patch baby Jesus and inflatable wise men. It's Christmas at the trailer park again. 2 whole days of cooking, feed all our kinfolk. Butter-flavored Crisco and Velveeta's bought in bulk. Mom's death by mayonnaise casserole, it's a hit with all us men. It's Christmas at the trailer park again. Ba-la-la and ho-ho-ho and pass that turkey leg. Jingle bells and Batman smells and Robin laid an egg. We'll lounge around in lazy boys and help the Titans win. It's Christmas at the trailer park again. It's Christmas at the trailer park again. Oh yeah, it's Christmas at the trailer park again. Oh yeah. It's the big finish, what they call in showbiz a crescendo. Ah. Yeah. That one warmed up the room.
Boy, that got it going, man. It's getting hot in here. Once again, Joe Comstock, who I mentioned earlier, who was like a protege and hands down the best student I ever had out of thousands. That's another one of his. Again, this is on the website. Go and participate and give us your thoughts and ideas and opinions. But he came up with the great idea, and I know you love this one, that Uncle Ledford, who is the proprietor of Aluminum Mansions, and his motto is "Ain't home till you take the wheels off."
That's right.
Until you take the wheels off, it's in the opening
and it's
credits.
the truth. It's a known truth.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Well, we turned him into Scrooge. Joe did.
Oh, nice.
And now he's going to be the ghost of trailer parks past.
Nice.
And he's going to have to go back and see all the stuff that he did and all the things that he may have done, the corners he may have cut, and the floors that were held up with duct tape, and little things like that.
He's a slumlord.
Yeah,
the aluminum slumlord.
The aluminum slumlord.
But he has a change of heart.
Well, yes, of course.
Right?
Yes, he's
like Scrooge did.
he's transmogrified.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like those big words. I have no idea what that means.
He gets his comeuppance. He's the master of big words. And you're going to see he's the king of the malaprop. We love him. And also, Uncle Ledford, we've given him Mini Led, Little Led, a 9-year-old son. This was Ken Estin's idea, who dresses and looks and talks the same kind of trash as Daddy does. And
nice.
he's in danger of stealing the show.
Nice.
Look, now we have to do the commercial a little bit. This is brought to you by Pineview Heights Public Television, and as the great Gerald Jagoda, our PR and publicist and social media director and guru, is also a great actress and voiceover gal. And you heard her introducing Stubby's Discount Fireworks.
I love her.
And San Andreas Films, It's Not Our Fault, and Max Grizzly's gently used dentures. He's written dozens of these great commercials, and I've gone nuts writing more. So every one of them is going to be brought to you by one of these wacky commercials. And we're also going to do what they do on all other public television stations, is we're going to say it's listeners like you and supporters like you that make this work. So what we're trying to do is get the pilot finished. We've got 16, 17 more minutes of animation done. We're doing, this is our little fundraiser. I'm going to try to make this brief. So I just want to point to a couple of things. If Antsy's head's kind of in the road, but behind him is a giant poster, 24 by 36, of the Way Cool World characters from episode 1. That's Aunt Beulah, who owns the Roadkill Fashion Bazaar, and Uncle Ledford and Antsy. And this is my late great dog Puccini down there, who we've just added, the sweetest, handsomest 6-month-old puppy who ever lived. His girlfriend Debbie Jo. Black Hawk Walter is my good buddy, who's an American Indian, plays Walter Black Hawk.
Native American.
Native American, yes. He calls himself Indian. But whatever, yeah, he's an incredible character. And then Mabel, who owns the bait shop and sushi bar where Antsy sings. So we're going to print 100 of those. We're going to number them. Antsy and I are going to sign them. We have the screenplay from the pilot, episode 1. We're going to print 100 copies, hand numbered and signed by Antsy and I. All this stuff is listed on the webpage on waycoolworld.tv. When the series gets made, all those things. Are you playing Stairway to Heaven?
I am, yeah. I'm just as like mood music while you're
okay.
the way you're hawking merch. I think it's perfect.
I do the commercial stuff.
It's perfect.
We made some way cool cups. We've got some way cool T-shirts over there. This is a real effort of our part to try to get this made. It's been 25 years. Some of you folks have already, I've gotten emails from people say, how can we help? What can we do? Do you need money? Whatever it is. Look, we're going to do this, and that's all there is to it. After 25 years, he needs the attention that he deserves. I need to get the attention I deserve. Joe Comstock and Ken Estin, they all need to do it.
We're narcissists, is what he's saying. So we're just raging narcissists. So.
We want to do something our way. After years and years of toiling in Hollywood and toiling in the music industry, we're going to do it our way. And the only way we can do it our way and make this as great as it can be is with your support. So bless your hearts. Thank you very much. And now for my absolute favorite ballad by ANTSY McCLAIN, another national anthem, in my opinion. This song should be on every chart in every country on the planet, in my opinion.
He just loves Aunt Beulah's Roadkill overcoat. That's what you were talking about, right? Is that the one? That's the one. This should be the national anthem. This is a song called "Falling in Love in America," and like years ago, I had this first line. I had it forever, and I had the notion of writing the great next crime novel, like a Mickey Spillane kind of thing. And I thought, let's. Here's the first line. You got to have a great first line of every novel. Her eyes were so warm and inviting, like steamy diner windows on a cold winter day. You could hear a Humphrey Bogart saying that, the narration over a film, and then in walks the femme fatale, in from the rain, and she's obviously troubled. And anyway, this song, that line became the first line in a song, and here it is. Her eyes were so warm and inviting, like steamy diner windows on a cold winter day. The November air was so biting, we could see our breath in my old Chevrolet. I was taking the longest way home I could find. It was cold, but she loved me, and I had to stop time. And there's nothing like falling in love in America. Yeah, a few times I've been to Paris, But I've never been one to like all that fancy perfume. But I've held hands with Jessica Harris and walked by the creek with the redbud in bloom. And those riders in Cosmo, they don't know a thing. France ain't got nothing on Kentucky in spring. And there's nothing like falling in love in America. America, give up your lonely and broken, the hopeless still hope. America, lift up those hearts that are aching, those yet to be taken. 'Cause there's nothing like falling in love in America. Well, there's a dance at a high school gymnasium. The kids line the walls like they're facing a firing squad. They're waiting for transfiguration, some kind of sign from a merciful God. And if I thought they'd listen, but they haven't so far, I'd tell them how beautiful and how bright they all are, and that there's nothing like falling in love in America. Well, I guess they say it all starts I still get choked up by this one. Different lines will catch me, you know, and it's always unexpected. Well, they say it comes down to perspective, and there are so many beautiful things we can't see. Our vision just needs resurrected. We take so much for granted when so much comes free, and I know it all seems like it's all upside down. But if we ever needed a love song, it's now, and there's nothing like falling in love in America. Give up your lonely and broken, the hopeless still hope. America, lift up those hearts that are aching, those yet to be taken. 'Cause there's nothing like falling in love. Yeah, there's nothing like falling in love. There's nothing like falling in love in America. Thank you. I'm glad you like that one.
It gets me every time. It gets me every time.
Well, you're a wonderful poet and a writer and a teacher, and it's kind of cool when people of your caliber respond to something like that.
Are you saying it because I'm buying dinner?
You are buying dinner, and that's cool. I haven't effed anything up, so I guess you're buying, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
The break of the string, that didn't.
That got you. It got you at the right place too, because you folks who were sending in chats or sending in your chat. Tell me if anybody agrees with me that that's another national anthem. If we ever needed a love song right now, it's all upside down, and if we ever needed another love song, it's right now. I mean. Poets are an antidote, and I've always thought that ANTSY's the hope and the heart in his music was an antidote. He makes you laugh, he makes you cry. I played this. I won't rat her out, but one of our members of our staff, I played that for her. First time she ever heard it, she cried through the whole thing. She said, "Are you going to make me cry again?" I said, "I'm going to play another song." She said, "Yeah, you got to give me a few minutes. I don't want to use her name." So this is the point where we are going to start taking some Q&A things. But let me make a couple of comments first. We do need your help. If you would support us, we will give you some what we think are wonderful gifts, and hopefully they're all collector's items. You'll be part of at the embryo.
No, go on. Keep
Okay.
going.
You're going to be in the embryonic stages. You're going to be here in the beginning, and I hope you wear that as a badge of pride when we pull this off, because we're not going to give up until we get this done. We're tired of working for other people. We're tired of other people giving us excuses. This is our time to do what we want the right way, and it's been the most remarkable journey. Everybody says we're doing this because we love it. We do it because it's fun, and we do it because we think ANTSY McCLAIN is amazing. One of his friends is sitting in front of me, and she said he got in line twice. He is the single most talented person I've ever met. If you see his artwork, you'll know why I'm saying that.
At the buffet. I got in line twice at the buffet. This is what she meant, actually.
Okay,
She was telling you.
so we now, and my wonderful wife Katie sitting in front of me, running the show here. So we're in the Q&A stage now, are we? Are we? Yeah.
I think so.
Okay, we are. All right. So I'll read them, and then one of us will interrupt the other one to answer it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Okay, before we do that, let me say this. He's going to do a song that none of you, no ANTSY fan out there, has heard before. He just wrote it a couple of weeks ago. I've heard it twice now, and it's one of his funniest and most brilliant songs. Matter of fact, we already worked out an entire episode for it. Ken Estin doesn't know this yet, but it's going to be his episode, and you'll know why. And you'll know why when he's done with it.
Sorry, Ken.
Yeah, Ken,
apologizing in advance.
Sorry, we're assigning you work. All right, so here's a question. All right, I have been an ANTSY fan forever. I've always wondered why he's not gotten more recognition.
Right? Me too.
Welcome to the club. I loved all the videos and the artwork everywhere. What is next? What can ANTSY's fan do to make sure this works? Well, I think you're already doing it, and the answer is, it's Pineview Heights Public Television. Until we get some sponsors and advertising and stuff, I think that viewer support is going to help us, and we hope that what we offer, these hand-signed things that, if you look at some of the animated series that have done very well, a single panel of those things is very valuable. A signed pilot from the script is very valuable. So we hope we're offering something of some value in exchange for your support. Okay.
Dana Enyo says, can you come into Second Life and do a live concert there? I love Second Life, and I've been in there many times as a spectator. We'll build a trailer park stage. I'm a videographer in there, and would be great. Dana, DM me and let's work on that. That'd be great.
Where's Second Life?
Well, it's a website. It's a digital place where you can perform. They have music. They have comedians. They have a number of things, and then they actually video you, and they can build like a green screen thing around you. It's very cool. Yeah.
Well, Dana, maybe when you finally get ANTSY to perform there, we could show you some more clips and some more storyboards or some artwork or something from the show, if that's of any value to you. We'd like to collaborate with and support other organizations and other individuals. We have a lot of art centers and stuff. People have come to us. So would that be cool with you?
Yeah, it'd be great. There are two questions by James. Is that you? Did you send in some questions? No, I may know this, James, actually. You're doing Falling in Love in America, one of my ANTSY favorites. Thank you, James. How will you make his serious stuff into a comedy? That's a good question. And do
you want to answer that one?
I think it's kind of not every episode is going to be like it'll have funny stuff in it, right?
Yeah.
But it's we've talked about this many times. We want every episode to have heart.
Yes.
And to just sort of like, I watched The Simpsons with my sons when I was in Seattle last month. We just had it going while we were cooking, hanging out, barbecuing and everything. And we must have seen 24 episodes over the weekend. And there were some that were choking us up, and
you cried at The Simpsons?
I did.
Oh,
there were some really sweet episodes, usually involving Lisa. She seems to be the catalyst for a lot of the heart stuff in there. But yeah, I think it's a natural combination. You don't have to just laugh nonstop in a sitcom or whatever. I think there's some heart in there.
Well, let me do a little reveal here, and I don't ever want to reveal too much because I'm not into giving punchlines away. But here's what we're going to do. Throughout the first season, ANTSY's I love seasons that have arcs to them. This is called a serialized show or a hybrid show where each episode is self-contained, but there's a little hook or subplot that carries you through the season.
Yeah, like a
and
thread.
a thread, yeah. And ANTSY's struggles for season 1 is to buy Debbie Joe a new pickup truck that she sold to get him out of jail for all those unpaid parking tickets.
Right, guys. I mean, it's a dilemma. All of us guys have had that dilemma.
I had that because I once set the California state record for unpaid parking tickets.
Hence the episode.
Which is where that episode came from. But anyway, here's the punchline. In Falling in Love in America, ANTSY is now desperate, sort of, to get a job.
Still am.
And he's filling out applications.
Some
I
things
want you
don't change.
online for jobs. And Debbie Joe has been answered. She's a great character. We love her. She's new in the pantheon. She's getting offers from other school districts a ways away to make more money as a school teacher. So each of them suspects that the other one is leaving them. And I don't want to give the whole thing away, but I'll just tell you that this is a recap. Falling in Love in America is a recap of how they met and how they fell in love. And it's funny and it's heart-rending.
Yeah, we're getting so many messages, and thank you guys. Let's see, Casey Skull-Teddy. Casey, how are you? I know a lot of these people, and we hang out, Well, I'm reading too, so see, she just said she ordered her T-shirt, so thank you for that. Good deal. And I'll look forward to seeing you somewhere in Northern California when we hook up again and you're wearing it. I might have one on too.
Okay, Jeff Fine just asked, is this going to be on commercial TV or just through the website? Well,
good question. Thanks, Jeff.
We're covering our bases, Jeff. What we're doing is we have our own YouTube channel. We have our only YouTube.
He wants you to look in the camera.
JJ,
that one or this one?
JJ wants me to look at him at his bald head.
He's a beautiful man, JJ.
He's really a handsome man. Jeff, right now we have our own YouTube channel so that if we get depending on how we do raising money, but finding some sponsors, if we have to, we're going to build our own channel and our own following on YouTube.
That's where we'll start.
And that's where we're starting.
It'll grow from there.
But right now, I'll just tell you this. We have gotten calls from some of the biggest streaming networks who looked at the opening credit sequence that most of you have seen.
They were blown
big
away.
Yes, big ones.
Blown away.
So we'll see what happens. All right, now we got a couple more calls. My wife Katie held up a question. What was that question,
Cuneo
Katie?
says, how many hours? Lou's a good bud.
Let's do this one, sir.
Where did all the characters come from? Yeah, I'm a lonely man. And I have a lot of time on my hands. So he came from up here. No, actually, I mean, so people are surprised sometimes when I tell them I actually did. I grew up in a trailer park. There was a Uncle Ledford type of character. There was an Aunt Beulah type of character. These people are, there were colorful characters I grew up with. This guy that ran the pool hall, and then had a barbershop next door. I write about these people, and I sometimes change the names and sometimes get dangerously close to their names because it's nostalgic for me, and I really like reliving my childhood. I had a cross between a Norman Rockwell childhood and a Norman Bates childhood, and I sort of combined them, and the characters have come out, and I'm still writing on them. I'm still writing for material, from my childhood. 3-chord Mark. Hi, Mark. Mr. McCLAIN's music is a treasure. Oh, thank you for saying that. I just bought a T-shirt and 2 mugs. You got it, man. And from Lisa and Mark in Redwood City. Your music is only surpassed by your actual personality. Love and hugs. Because Mark and Lisa are wonderful people. They live in just not too far from here.
I saw the 2 mugs. I thought they were talking about us. What was that other question?
We're a couple of mugs.
Okay. Okay. How many hours does it
Lou
take?
Cuneo asked that question. Thanks, Lou.
Was that Lou Cuneo? How many hours does it take to make a 30-minute episode? Well, I'll tell you this. There's nothing more laborious than making animated television. This was done in 3D. Look, I can brag about this because I had nothing to do with it. I've never seen more beautiful animation on a television show. They badgered me, Sergei Martinov and the guys in India. Everybody else told me to do it in TV. They said in 2D. They said do it in 3D because it'll be easier to manipulate the characters. And when you see the depth of field and the color and the detail,
light and shadow,
it'll be blowing you away. And
chiaroscuro for those art lovers out there.
Exactly. And when I started coming in, I was just absolutely blown away. The reason I'm telling you this is building the models and the bones of all these characters takes forever. They had 20 people working on this project in northern India, and we started almost a year ago.
Did they get the case of Spam that we sent them for payment?
Yes,
Did they get
yes,
that?
yes,
Okay,
yeah.
good.
Well, it was a coupon for a case of Spam. It actually was. And Mark Twain never stopped writing about his childhood. You're in good company.
That's William Anderson. Thank you, William. Appreciate it, man.
We just got somebody from. We just got some from a friend who's in Sofia, Bulgaria, and it's about the show. Commercial opportunities. We're going to do something that some folks have done before. We took this advice. I don't want to quote the amount, but if we have some generous sponsors and they'd like to see their name connected to the next great American animated television show. Pilot episode.
Yes.
There's 4 spots for producers on that show, and we would welcome that tremendously. We will honor you to the day you die, and we will send you merchandise until your closets bulge.
Could I ask a favor?
Yeah.
I would. Could you put me? I want to be listed as best boy.
Well, you are the best boy.
Because I want to be that. What is the best boy?
It's a gaffer. He helps pull cables and grips. Grips and
I
gaffers
wanna be best
do
boy.
all the sort of grunt work. You know what I mean?
I just want to be called best boy in a series.
You are the best boy.
Okay, sweet. All right.
Is there another question or two that I don't know where we are in time?
JJ's saying we're about out of time.
Are we out of time? Oh, they want us to cut. You want us to stop talking? Is that what you're trying to tell?
The storefront is posted in the YouTube chat feed.
The link to the store, www.waycoolworld.tv, and then to the store directly. We got to go. We've overstayed our welcome. Thank you. This has been amazing.
Wait, what about the song there?
Wait a minute. Oh,
they were
excuse
promised
me.
a song. We got to do that.
Okay,
Yeah,
so you
well,
want me to
he was
stop
wanting us
talking?
talking.
Okay, all right.
Because now it's a
Yes.
okay. Angie,
Okay, a brand new, never before heard ANTSY McCLAIN song.
It is. It's like, and there's probably good reason for that, and you're about to find out why. But here, this is. Let's try this. No capo, key of C. All right, sweet. I can do that.
What's it called?
This is called Bard for Life. My neighbor Niles is a beer aficionado, and he loves dive bars, and if they have a good beer list. And he'll go into these places, and he started taking pictures of the Bard for Life signs that hang in every one of these bars in Nashville. And he started sending them to me, and I'm like, we joked about it for months. Oh, there's a song in here, man. He goes, yeah, there is. You should write it. And I said, I think I might. So I thank my buddy Niles. He's going to get a songwriting credit in this because I wouldn't have written this song without him. And he helped me with a few lines here and there. And the lines in this song come directly off of Nashville area dive bar, Bard for Life signs. And now that you know this, you'll see them everywhere you go. We don't notice them. It's sort of like, it's like just gray matter. Just that we don't really even notice this stuff. But now that I've mentioned it, you're going to see Bard for Life signs and bars wherever you go. And so here it is. She's looking like Paul Mitchell had a fight with Calvin Klein. Too long after last call, out of spite and out of line. She waves her tinkling bracelets, lets out a smoker's laugh, wobbling on her high heels like a newborn baby calf. Her name is now in Sharpie on a sign behind the bar. Just below the word sad dad and Bob with noisy car. There's Johnny Humvee, backward cap, and MAGA man and wife. At the top in bold red letters, they wrote barred for life. If you're barred for life from this bar, must have had good reason why. 'Cause this ain't any dive bar, it's where dive bars go to die. Your dignity and self-respect have found the last frontier. Yeah, if you're, I can't say, I'm gonna say a-hole, okay? You're a special breed of a-hole if you get thrown out of here. Let me do that line over and we'll fix that in post. You're a special breed of asshole if you get thrown out of here. Well, his Harley t-shirt's all tucked in, his belt pulled nice and tight. A foot above his navel, yeah, he's gonna score tonight. His plans are always thwarted as he's escorted through the door. 'Cause he thinks he's Jake LaMotta after whiskey number 4. So he's joined the ranks in Sharpie on the Barred for Life marquee. His favorite duct tape bar stool, just a fading memory. I ate his bowl of peanuts as they underlined his name. Just another 5-star a-hole on our cardboard hall of shame. If you're here, it's clear life kicked you down a flight of steps. We keep the jukebox nice and loud to drown out our regrets. The beer is cold, the bourbon cheap, the floor is paved with grit. The bartender's friendly, but the bouncers take no guff. If you're barred for life from this bar, yeah, they must have had good reason why. 'Cause this ain't any dive bar, it's where dive bars go to die. Your dignity and self-respect have found the last frontier. Yeah, you're a special breed of a-hole if you got thrown out of here. Barred for life. And that's going to be on a video release of this.
Yes. The last thing we want to mention is we're going to put all this together. We're going to record several more songs from season 1. We're going to put some more artwork. We're going to add things. I'm going to do a little portrait of ANTSY from the time he was a little boy until the time that this thing got made, and sure, I got the name ANTSY and a bunch of other stuff. And we hope this works. We're confident it's going to work, but. It's been a fantastic trip.
This is amazing.
Thank you. Bless you. We wanted
The whole cast, everybody involved in this. JJ Bryan, thank you. Sue Bear.
Thank you, JJ. Thank you, Brian. Thank you,
lovely
Gerald
Katie.
Gigoto.
Thank you, Katie, for keeping us straight.
And Gerald Gigoto, our incredible
Gerald, thank you.
social media gal.
Ken.
Who haven't we thanked?
Sergey.
Herb down at the Texaco station.
Herb?
Yeah. Thank you, and good night.